batteries charge, a batteryguide.com video. Whether it's your phone, laptop, electric vehicle, or any other battery-powered device, what's going on inside the battery that takes it from discharged to charged? To demonstrate what happens, we'll use a Battery Guy sealed lead-acid battery, but the principles we'll talk about relate to all battery types. Let's take the lid off to look inside. This particular battery has 3 cells, but a battery can have any number of cells, including just one cell. Sometimes single-cell batteries are called simply a cell. Inside the cell of a Battery Guy sealed lead-acid battery, there are clusters of plates. They are actually pairs of plates, made up of different materials, even though in many batteries both plates in the pair may look similar or the same. In battery terminology, one of the pairs is called the cathode, and the other is called the anode. A cell can have any number of pairs of plates. Sometimes it will just be one pair spun into a coil or any other shape, but they all have a cathode and an anode plate. The plates are kept apart by a separator material because if they were to touch, this would short out the battery and render it useless. However, what we are interested in happens between the 2 plates, so let's remove the separator for a clearer view. In a discharged battery, all the ions are attached to the cathode plate. They will have moved here from the anode plate while the battery was powering a device, and that movement made the chemical reaction that created electricity. The ions shown here are for demonstration. Real ions are so small they cannot be seen by the human eye. Our aim in recharging is to move all the ions back to the anode plate. When we attach a battery charger, it passes a current through the plates. This current gradually causes the ions to lose their attachment to the cathode and become attracted to the anode. But this process has to happen slowly for several reasons. Firstly, the ions have to move through an electrolyte material and the separator. Both of these actions cause friction, which in turn creates heat. Too much heat and the battery might catch fire or explode. Secondly, the ions do not travel in a straight line. They bob and weave their way, often colliding with other ions. The faster these collisions, the more heat is created, and again, the higher the risk of fire or explosion. Thirdly, when the ions arrive at the anode, they may not be able to find a free space straight away. They collide with ions already attached to the plate, creating even more heat. In the final stages of the charge, when most of the anode is covered in ions, it becomes more and more difficult for the last remaining ions to find free space. Instead, they continually hit other ions already on the plate. This is when the risk from overheating is at its highest, and so all chargers reduce the current and slow the charging process at this point. This is why you often see advertisements advertising how fast a battery charges to 80 or 90%. No one wants to talk about the slow bit at the end. So, we can visualize the charging process like this. A short test by the charger to make sure that the battery can take a charge. The bulk charge, where collisions between ions are at their lowest. And at this point, the current provided by the charger may vary, if a smart charger is being used. And finally, what is called the absorption or saturation phase, when power must be reduced to avoid overheating due to the large numbers of collisions as the last remaining ions hunt for a free space on the anode plate. Once complete, the battery is fully charged and ready to use. That was How Batteries Charge, a batteryguide.com video. To find out more about battery charging and all things battery related, visit our knowledge base at batteryguide.com
/KB.